right, here we go with another Halloween Horror Nights, whatever the hell I'm calling this thing. I'm not the most organized person in the world. This one's Gerald's game, and I've read the book. And I was talking to Eric, who sponsored this particular movie, and he's read the book. And he asked me, had I read the book, and I said I had, and then I mentioned, I don't know how the hell they're going to tell this story. I just looked at, I thought it was 90 minutes. It's an hour and 40 minutes. So it's 100 minutes of a woman in a book who's like, she's by herself, and 90% of the book is her thinking to herself. Now, there's interactions with some intruder or something. It'd be interesting to see what they do with that. I never really understood that character, what the hell that was. But apparently the Twin Peaks connection in this particular movie is that guy is the tall man in the Twin Peaks series, right? He's already weird looking, so that's pretty good casting. I would have also considered Jim Carrey. But, there's the beginning where, her husband's still alive, so that's a few pages. There's the end where they go to court. I don't know how far they're going to take that. The falling action may be 10, 15 minutes. So 20 minutes. So you've got an hour and 20 minutes of her in bed by herself with just thinking to herself. Now, I can't remember. It's been since the book came out. I read it the same year it came out. What was that, 98? Let me actually look that up. I'm actually curious. 92. Shit. Well, I don't. What was I doing in 92? I think that's. I don't know. It may have been around 94 when I read it. 95. I think it was after I moved out here to North Carolina. And I moved here to North Carolina in 1995. So, we're talking 30 years. It's been 30 years since I read this book. It was interesting because, you know how when you read a book, sometimes your eyes will drift down a couple, like at least I have this problem. Like I'm reading and then I'm going to the next line, but I'll go down too far and I'll catch a word or catch a little spoiler or something. This happens to me, especially with Stephen King, where he does the separate paragraph would just be an italics statement, which is a thought. And so there was a point in this book when she was being confronted at the very end of the book with this character, this guy, the tall man, where I took a one of those little 3x5 cards and put it on the book, on the pages of the book, so I could only see the line I was reading, so that my eyes could not drift down and get a spoiler. That's how tense it was. It's the only time I've ever done it with any book I've ever read. I was so enraptured and did not want to be spoiled by what was going to happen next that I put that there. Now, I will say, the book ended up disappointing me. It was okay. I never reread it. It may be the only Stephen King book I've never reread. There could be a couple others. I mean, I didn't even finish Lisi's story. That's the only one I didn't finish. But that first read was very exciting. Like I said, it's the only time I've ever kept myself from spoiling myself on a book. It was incredible. Oh, I just remembered he was doing that. It was a song, the Joe Walsh song. I don't remember the song. But that didn't work for me. He was quoting Joe Walsh lyrics that tried to make him creepy, and that didn't work for me. And then the resolution, like the reveal of who the character was and the trial and everything, that didn't work for me. It was just, I mean, it was okay. It was good for a one-time read. This would be good for a one-time watch. If somebody came to me, having not watched this and seen how they did it, right now, I think I'm a pretty clever filmmaker. I think, I do. I think I'm pretty damn smart, and I think I'm pretty good at this, filmmaking. Now, anything else in life, complete failure. But telling stories, transcribing shit to a script writing form in a way that you could actually shoot it, and budgets, I am very good at that. I will tell you, I will beat my own drum. I am very good at that shit. I am very good at, this is how much money we have. Right now, I've entered in a contest where if I win the contest, I get $7,000 to shoot a movie, okay? So, I only found this out 3 days ago, and the deadline's tomorrow, the October 20th. And so I'm working on a script, I'm working on a budget, and I'm working on the entry form and all that stuff. And so the trouble was, how do I turn $7,000 into a feature film? I figured that shit out in about 2 hours. Here's the story I would tell, here's the number of actors, here's the number of shooting days. I even have a hook for how I'm going to sell it as a filmmaker who's offering this, right? This filmmaker, I'm going to blow his mind. I have a hook on how I will stand above the crowd of the other hundreds and thousands of people who are entering this contest. I will stand out because I have a hook. I know how to talk to a filmmaker and try to get the money. I'm actually fairly confident I will win this. We'll see what happens. But when I say all that to tell you this, I am supremely confident in my abilities for screenwriting, budgeting, producing a feature film. I don't know how in the hell I would take that book and make a feature film out of it. I don't know. How the hell would you do that? You can't do narration, and you can't do an hour of narration. You can't do all flashbacks. A lot of it is, yeah, she does flashback. But a lot of it is she's just sitting there, and if she's talking out loud, that's lame. I guess you could do a 6 feet under kind of thing where she's talking to various people, like the flashback is interactive. She could be talking to her dead husband, or who are the other characters? There was some. I think she had a problem with her mom. I don't remember the details of her backstory, but like her mom or her sister or whatever. I don't think they had children. So you could do some 6 feet under shit. I don't think that works. I don't know how you do it, man. I don't know how you do it. So this is very exciting to me to see how the hell they're going to do this. How are they going to do this? Because they got me. And like I said, I'm pretty good at this. And they got me. I don't know how I do it. Now, if they were offering me $1 million to figure it out, I would figure it out. But, yeah, I'm very excited to see what Mike Flanagan, I've got a lot of respect for him. He's better than me, right? Obviously. He figured it out. I didn't. Let's find out what they did, man. All right, well, this is where we're queuing up. Intrepid Pictures. When that goes away, I'll say Mark. Here it comes, Mark. There's the bed. Looks like they went with a king size. Which it may have even been in the book, I don't know. But like you want a lot of room to shoot, right? So you're gonna make it as big a bed as possible. Yeah, this is a great opening shot. Wait, is this not the bed? It looks like they're going somewhere. Well, they say 2 days, 3 days, you die of thirst. There was a ticking clock in this story. There they are. There they are. If you, of course, haven't read the book, and it sucks I'm spoiled in this, but it is what it is. I'm not spoiled on how they did it, which is the important part, right? But if you weren't familiar with the story, you'd be like, "What the hell is this? Is he going to kill her or something? Are they going to kill somebody, kidnap somebody?" You don't know what the hell's going on. So I guess the bed we saw was not the bed they're going to be using. So that's interesting. Yeah, turn that shit off. Real. Yeah, get that shit off. B. As I remember it, they were having marital problems. I like this actor, by the way. Hope you get a meal and have a drink before you go to bed. You probably won't, but here we go. This is some good foreshadowing. Breaking into the cemetery. Whoa. Were you not watching the road? What the hell were you doing, dude? Yeah, get the hell out of the road, dick. You can eat your meal in a minute. How about you watch the road? You can do something about watching the road. That's some more foreshadowing, by the way. Yeah, drag that shit to the side of the road, moron. Interesting. In that particular shot, we didn't see the roadkill anymore. Yeah, I guess it's an isolated house. That's why nobody would hear her, right? This is way the hell out there. Yeah, that looks like a very bitter look. I don't think it is okay. Yeah, you transacting business. I would never have a problem with people doing business, man. Of course, I'm a workaholic, so why would I have a problem with that? I'm the one that's the problem to other people. I realized that after I said it, I was like, yeah, that's kind of a dumb thing for me to say. What I'm trying to figure out what that is out there. Does that used to be a dock, or is it? Sometimes they'll do things to keep certain kinds of fish, aquatic animals from getting into the shore. This is a great shot, by the way, a great winner. I'm not sure I like the scenery. It's like, and I don't mean for film. I'm talking about if I was living here, right? Or if I was going to buy this place. Huh. Wow. Good shit. She went straight to the fridge. At least, yeah, they are going to eat first, so that makes sense. Um. Oh, really? Really? You're going to take one of our steaks? He's going to be here the rest of the weekend, man. You don't want that. Heart problem, or no? Is that a Viagra? That's what they call it. Viagra. Yeah, I bet that is. I'm ready. Anyway, what I was saying about the scenery was it looks run down, right? Like you got that shit out there in the water. Maybe there's purpose to it. I don't know. Then you had that one lone tree out there in the water. It's like it's almost like the lake is encroaching. I think it's the lake is encroaching upon the shore. He's gonna rip your arm off. He's already eaten, by the way. He doesn't need this. She's a kind person. This is a foolish idea. You don't mess with Mother Nature, man. These animals are unpredictable and wild. Like for a reason, they're feral. And you interrupted, you dick. Yeah, that's Jesus. She does. I'd be pissed about the money, but I'd also understand she has a big heart. It's already been out here, man. It's been breathed on by a dog. I ain't eating that shit. Yeah, look at him. Yeah, he's peeking. He's peeking around. Yeah, that's right. This is how I'd take it too, man. I was expecting to be a dick. Like I said, I don't remember too well. Really? You're just gonna leave the door open. Regardless of what happens later, man. Like, why the hell would you leave the door open? You got bugs coming up here. You could have birds in your house. I've had birds in my house. That's no fun, man. So she's not gonna eat a meal. Boy, she's gonna regret that shit. I guess you want to, sex up first, then then you eat. I guess. So you don't. Guess that'd be the natural order of events. That does make sense. Just relax. You're never more sexy than when you're relaxed. It's fine. Really? Off the top? You don't want this to be the second act? So do you. He's in good shape for his age. He's got to be, what, 60? Here? That actor? Because I've seen him in shit for a long time, man. Really? Why would you put something on you'd immediately have to take off? Well, she did the negligee, so there we are, right? That is my own question. So far, so good. They're burning time. But I just like the way you threw her on the bed. You ain't getting out of these. Or you can they have the release where you can release them. That's why they had to be real. So they had talked about this. That's interesting. I don't remember that. There's a like I said, there's a lot I don't remember. I do know they were having marital problems. This kind of shit is not how you solve that. I remember thinking then, I had conversations with people back then, and I would say, now, I've never trusted anybody in the world this much, ever. You have to trust that person. That's what this is about. It's about trust, right? Trust is sexy. You have to truly, truly trust somebody to do this, right? And I will never have that amount of trust, you know. Now, I think in the book she was naked, but they can't do that. So, now for the hot wax. Viagra. Yeah, you saw that right. Hard as a rock. What kind of role playing shit we doing here? The water's up there where she can't reach it, right? No pillows, so that won't be comfortable. There's a theme between these all these movies I've seen this month. The Eric movies. People chained up and um the screaming and the screaming is useless and all that shit. Three of the four movies have had that. What was the fourth one? It's role playing, man. But this is like if you were actually about a relationship, you figure out something together, and if she's the other person is like uncomfortable with any aspect, you back off. Obviously, now he's a dick. Whoa, dude, the hell? No. Yeah, this is getting dark. You need a safe word. Yeah, I think he is role playing. He thinks she's role playing. Daddy, Daddy's not cool, man. You need a safe word. You didn't establish a safe word, you moron. There's always a safe word, man. You need a safe word, man. I can't believe that somebody didn't establish a safe word. That's number one, man. I've never even done this shit. I've never done the super kinky shit, right? I've never done anything where you need a safe word, but even I know you need a safe word. What the hell, man? It, it's not for any moral reasons either. It's just not my thing. That's all. Like, I don't give a shit what people do in bed. I'm not, ooh, that's too dark for me, as long as it's consensual. But it's just not my thing. That's why I've never done it. But even I know you have a safe word, dude. Yeah. Now she's into it. Yeah, that's some shit, man. There is a fantasy you establish with sex, though. And if you break the fantasy, that's why it gets awkward. Now that I've had happen before. See, you trusted the wrong person. The question should be, why wouldn't you? He's trying to flip it back around. Yeah, that's right, bitch. She said no. Let's have a relationship talk while she's tied down. You dumbass. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Yeah, right there's the heart attack. Right. One time a couple years ago, I'm old and fat, right? I got the pain right there. It hurt really bad, just all of a sudden, and I thought I was having a heart attack. I was really scared the shit out of me. And turns out what I had done is I had done some chopping with this hand the day before, right? And it was muscle soreness because I hadn't lifted weights in a while and I didn't remember that it felt that way. Plus, it was the exact location, right? Yeah, she is royally screwed. She is royally screwed. Plus, this is somebody she loves. Even if they were fighting, she loved him, right? Get the hell off me. I'm trying to breathe, man. This is task number one. She has several tasks she has to accomplish. One is get this big son bitch off her. He is dead as hell. Now, this is terrifying, right? What a terrifying premise. And that way they don't have to use the actor the entire time. Get him off the bed. You are royally screwed. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Now, this is interesting, and I don't know if this is going to be annoying to people. I constantly compare it to the book, but fortunately for you, I don't remember much of the book. I'm finding, because I don't remember any of her backstory. I know they go into backstory. There's something about her daddies that triggered her for a reason. I don't remember why. I can guess, but, I don't remember specifically why. But in the book, she kicked him in the chest, and that was part of what caused the heart attack. Because he was doing the shit, and she kicked him away. She actually kicked him in the chest. So you could say she kind of helped kill him. That violent action, even though he was being violent. And here in the movie, they removed that because they don't want to have that culpability. I guess they don't want any of this to be her fault. I find that interesting as a character thing because nobody's perfect, right? We're going to empathize with her and sympathize with her, regardless of whether she kicked him or not. But it's interesting they took that out. We're in the bargaining phase. Yeah, it's real. Is that blood down there? I just realized. Is that blood on the floor? It looks like there's blood coming from his head. Yeah, you are so screwed. This is a great way to show how screwed she is. I love that. All right, now we find out. Oh, yeah. Now we find out. What the hell are they going to do? How are you going to pull this off? So it was about. My preamble is about 6 minutes, so we're about 20 minutes into the movie approximately. So they've got an hour and 20 minutes to fill here. It's not just filling time. I mean, they're telling a story here. I'm just saying, how the hell are they going to tell the story? Is there somebody there? I can't tell. The camera wants us to think there is. It's probably the dog. Imagine the zombie apocalypse start. No, that's not good. He's coming up a zombie and you're screwed. This actress is good. She looks familiar. I can't tell who the hell it is. Good thing it's not winter. Of course, if it's winter, you would have closed the goddamn door. Neighbors, I assume. I think it's the dog. Yep. Thanks for leaving the door open, dumbass. You will have no help here. I knew the dog came at some point. I didn't know when. Yeah, he's not going to help you. I mean, he's eaten the roadkill. He ate the steak. He should be full right now. Tomorrow's a problem, but today he's full. That is hilarious. She doesn't feel threatened by this dog. That's interesting. It doesn't even cross her mind he might be dangerous. Before either, right? That's kind of interesting about her character. By the way, I don't think they're going to do the Dolores Claiborne crossover. I saw the Dolores Claiborne movie, and nope. You still care about it. I saw the Dolores Claiborne movie, and they didn't reference this, but the two books he wrote them at the same time, and there was a crossover in the two books, right? Yeah, that's good eating. That's good eating. You can't do shit. That's a pretty good trained dog, by the way. I mean, they're easy to train. It's not an impressive feat. Oh Jesus Christ! I wonder what they really have there. That's not a real human arm that he's grabbing onto. Jesus. But it looks like a real arm. That's impressive. Yeah, that's good shit. Let's just chill. That's impressive because the effect looked good. What the hell? Oh, the hell are they doing? Is this where she kicks him? Wait a minute. No, he's not real. He's Yeah, he's okay. They had me going there for a second. I was like, is this when she kicks him? I couldn't remember. Yeah, that was dumb. Yeah, you can't. You have no effect on him. So they're doing the 6 feet under thing. That's how they're going to do this. Her internal monologue is going to be a conversation with somebody who's not there. Okay, that's probably, I guess, the best way to do it. I don't know, man. We'll see how it plays out. I like how they did it though. Like for a second, I was like, "What the hell is happening here?" He's a good actor. I was actually surprised he was only going to be in a couple scenes, but now I see what they're doing. He's going to be more in a couple scenes. for a pussy. A life support thing for a pussy, whatever. Right, okay. Yeah. This is an interesting way to do it. Okay. Interesting. Stephen King knows marriages. Even 30 years ago and now, he's been married for what, 50 years? He's got a master's degree in marriage, and he you see it in his novels. He really gets it. Having been married myself, I can see where the things I did that he talks about. Right, the way people try to stay together. And this is one example where you just kind of overlook the shit that annoys you. Right. People don't snore when they're knocked out unconscious. So that was it. Well, I'm still talking to a corpse, aren't I? That's a good point at which to do it. Because I think the dog thing happened later. They did it here. Yeah, that's when his heart stopped. I like the POV shot. What critical time? Is he saying if she could have got out of this, that she could have saved him? Is that what he said? That's true. That is true. You're gonna die of thirst first. That'll be the what kills you. Clock is ticking. He's not wrong. And this story is about not long. Right. Yeah, yeah. I like how he jumped over there. Yeah, right. The clock is ticking. The book is about how bad do you want to live. Eventually, she wants to live so bad, she does what she has to do. Right. 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 He set it up so nobody would come here. Right. That is the thing too. Stephen King actually does have a beach house somewhere in Maine. He has groundskeepers. Right. Yeah. Hey, Cujo. I understood that reference. Is he? Has he been taking more of the flesh? Because there's no way he's still eating that beef jerky. And so he does this, right? He has groundskeepers and stuff to take care of the property when he's not around. Can you could just break a thumb, right? But you can break a thumb and get out, right? That's all you have to do. You have to break a thumb to get out. That's all you have to do. Did that really happen, or is that just in her head? There. I'm out. That's all it takes. Okay, it's in her head. The dog's not acknowledging you. You're crazy. Yep, sure is. Yeah, that's not good. That is not good. Break your thumb. Ooh, we get another version of her too. That's pretty good. Now there's four of us. Yep. Five. Damn, man, we don't have to diminish the man to death, do we? What about that? You couldn't give me a kid. That's what it means. This is how they're filling the time. This is amazing. This is pretty good. I gotta admit. I told you, Mike Flanagan's better than me. Like, was there any doubt? No, there wasn't. But I'm good. He's better. Yeah, you're the voice too, asshole. This is a character study. This is a The book was a character study, and the movie is excellent. Right. It's her dad, I guess. I don't remember that part. I will say, I hope I remember to talk about this later, unless the dialogue dies down. There is an element, Stephen King talks about this, and I believe this myself. I don't think you can spend your life with somebody without disliking them a little bit, maybe even hating them a little bit. And, the love will outweigh the hate, but I think if you spend your life with somebody, there's things about them that just piss you off. And vice versa. There's things about you that piss them off. And we just live with it. Or we don't. And we break up. But Stephen King talks about how, there's something about the phone I'll talk about here in a second. Stephen King talks about how, like, the way people stay together. See, he talks about how, like, married couples stay together. It's one of my favorite parts of what he does throughout the course of all of his books, right? You write what you know. And he talks about it. Like, The Shining was even about that. That was back in the 70s. Yeah. Well, you got the cup of water above you. Maybe that's how they're going to stretch your time. You're a dick, by the way. He must have taken more meat. The phone. This was written in '92 before they had cell phones. So I don't remember if there's a phone on the table, but now they had to incorporate a little bit about a cell phone. That's just something they added because this movie was made in 2017. So, you put that in there and then you move on because there was no cell phone involved in the book because there was no cell phones when the book was written. This and Dolores Claiborne were the two last books I think he wrote that I liked until his accident. After his accident, he went on a winning streak. He had about a 10-year period where his books were just banger after banger after banger after banger. He was starting to lose creative steam before his accident. I know it's a horrible thing to say. I think the accident reinvigorated his creativity. I really do. It sent him off in a new direction. This is one of his last good books. And this was better than Dolores Claiborne, by the way. Hopefully this movie is better than that movie. It really was. Viagra. How did she find out? Oh, I guess maybe bet you told her. Oh, okay. Oh shit, he never knew that she knew. Oh, I see. Yeah, quit not remembering things right. You're in my head. I have that problem. If I was talking to myself, there'd be details wrong all over the place. He liked that shit. Yep, he likes being violent. He's like these ridiculous fantasies. It's about control, power. Ooh, I have power over you. Apparently, she never objects to anything. He's a whack job. This is such a study of marriage as well as a character study. The things we put up with to stay with somebody is what this is. This is why you got to be honest with yourself. I talk about that all the time. Be who you are, whatever that is. Be who you are, and then you're gonna be a happy person. Admit who you are and be that, whatever it is. Because the denying and the shame is just ridiculous. It keeps you from being happy, and that's his problem. He couldn't admit what he was. They have really turned this because, as far as I remember, none of this shit happened in the book. It was all internal monologue. That's all it was. She didn't remember. Right. How are you gonna get the water though? It's above you, so there's a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance. But there's also a good chance you're just gonna spill it on yourself. So how do you pull that off? I don't remember. I know there was something about a cup of water in the book, but I don't remember. Dude, you're gonna get a face full of glass and water. How do you do this? You're really just hoping for a splash of water in your mouth is all you're hoping for. Oh wait, is she gonna try to get it down to her hand? Okay. Alright, that's a little better, I guess. That's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. She pulled it off. Oh, that's why. No, there's no way, man. This is bullshit. What else is she supposed to do? Okay. Jesus. That sucks, man. It's like, God damn, that sucks. That was probably exhausting, too. Like they said, ticking clock, right? He's gonna eat some more. Yep. You're gonna give me some more of that meat. You really should have closed that door, man. How hungry could this dog possibly be? He ate 8 pounds of Kobe steak, all the roadkill, and now he's digging off on this dude, man. All in one day. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. More intelligent, more focused me. Thanks. Brand new. The tag. She had a tag on it, right? And she put it up there. I don't know how this helps you. There's no way you can pick that lock, right? Yeah. Oh, are you full? No, he's still eating. Gluttonous bastard. What the hell is she doing? Is that to drink the water? She made a straw? I thought there was going to be like a pen or something in the. I thought there was going to be a pen in the paper, right? Because it was attached to her with a pen. She made a straw. Look at her. Now suck that shit. Oh, yeah. That's the shit right there, boy. That'll keep you going a little longer. That straw ain't gonna work later. Sorry. You ain't keeping that shit in your mouth all this time. You got one chance with that water. You need to down it, man. That's what it is. That straw, you're gonna lose that straw, and then you're screwed. Where the hell are you gonna put it? Oh, okay. I guess I was a little. She's got good reach on that shelf, so okay. I guess I wasn't thinking ahead. In that case, since you can store the straw away, that's smart. You need to stop looking at that son bitch. Of course, the sounds would be awful. It is, usually like the only interesting movie is going to be worst case scenario because you got some water. How would you know this? You need some sleep. What a dick. Might as well get through the night, right? Yeah, get some sleep. What the hell, right? Yeah, I like the other version of her more than the version of him. But I don't know if Stephen King knew this. My brother taught me this at a really young age. He talked about it, and I've seen it since then in media. I've talked to other people. I've even talked to a cop. I used to be friends with a cop in Raleigh. They all say the same thing. You can break your thumb, and then you can get through the cuffs. But you got to break your thumb, which is, first of all, it's difficult to do, and it's extremely painful. But if you want to, you can get out. So I don't know if Stephen King knew that because I don't remember that coming up in the book. She didn't know it. It's okay for the character to not know something. Like I said, how would she know about the cortisol levels, whatever, skyrocket? I didn't know that shit. I know quite a bit. Yeah, get the hell out of here. So, we pick up trivia as we go through life, right? And that was the trivia she picked up. The trivia I picked up was you can get out of cuffs. If you're in a situation like this, you can get out. You just have to break your thumb. Is she in a position to even do that? I think she could slam it against the post until it breaks. Right? Just keep doing it. It'd be extremely painful. Not ideal, but you do what you do, right? To survive. It's better than cutting your arm off, which is the other option. They did that shit in, which didn't make sense. They did that in that Hannibal movie, the movie called Hannibal. He cut his hand off instead of breaking his thumb. He should have broke his thumb to get out of cuffs, right? This has more tension in it, this one scene, than the entirety of the movie Slaughter. And like I said, I like the movie Slaughter, but this shit is how you do the tension. You can't tell if something's there or not. There's definitely something there. But see, she's been hallucinating. Which I don't think she was hallucinating in the book, so I think it was creepier in the book. Because you definitely knew something was there. Here, it could just be a hallucination. Jesus, he's creepy. The hell is that? Oh, but he is. But probably better if he wasn't, right? He's there as hell. that that was actually creepy. Him coming in like that. Him coming in like that was creepy because the other scene was creepy. This is how you do the tension, man. They're so good at that. Night times when they come out. Right. How does the others help you? If it can kill one of you, you can kill more than one. Just be your own gang, man. Knock that door. Hey, what's out there? Now, I'm not saying go outside. That would be foolish. But, in your own house, you're safe. Well, I've actually thought about this. That's true. We'll never know what people see in their final moments. Yeah. Those stupid, stupid words and that stupid, stupid death certificate. Hey, Space Cowboy, that was the song. He did. I think that was the song he did in the book, Space Cowboy. Then I can't. They didn't want to buy the rights to that song for this movie, obviously. Yeah, the dog did leave, didn't he? Dog was scared by something. Put your hand down there. See if he licks it. Oh wait, you can't. Paranoia does accomplishes nothing, man. Didn't keep it from happening. Here it is. Yeah. You're very obsessed with sex, aren't you? Mouse. Bet that's what her dad called her. I don't know about all that. Okay, yeah. I don't remember shit about. I remember she had flashbacks. I don't remember shit about them. The present day drama, I think, was just rang louder, right? Uh huh. Wait. Yeah, 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 yeah. There was a solar eclipse in her flashback. I do remember that because it reminded her because there was a solar eclipse the day the crossover between Dolores Claiborne and Gerald's game was a solar eclipse. The same day she was doing some shit, Dolores was doing some shit in Maine during that eclipse, and Jesse was stuck in the bed during the eclipse, right? Yep, but it's right, and then they're going to do that. It'll happen again when she's an adult, at least in the books. I don't think they're going to do the eclipse thing in the movie because they didn't mention it. It was a crossover thing. Yeah, Jason Voorhees is out there. Do what? God damn. That's a good point. God damn. How dare she roll her eyes? I wonder if it's the mom's attitude that's the problem here. I think I hear peeping over there. How's the peeping back there? Or eavesdropping, I guess I should. Peeping could be ears too, I guess. It was glitching out really bad, like twice in a row. I was trying to talk about the eclipse and just couldn't get through it before he glitched again, so I'm putting all that at the end. So this is a redux of, we've seen about a minute of this, I think. But I was talking over it, talking about the eclipse. So you are an old man. Yeah, I talked about this, and one I think it was Slaughter. When was this? When did this take place? The movie is set probably 92. So this would have been 20 years before that, 72. So maybe he's listening to 50s music. What I was talking about in Slaughter was 50s music in the 80s felt really old. Now 80s music in now is really old. It's older than 50s music was in the 80s. So it's like it's all relative, right? Old man music continues throughout, right? Each old person. I don't think that's how that works. You're not supposed to look at the sun through that thing. What is it? It's like you're supposed to look at the shadow of the sun or some shit. Like the box casts a shadow, and you look at the shadow. You don't look at the sun through the box. I don't think. I know he's gonna do something creepy. I just can't remember what it is. This is what triggers her. Mouse. That's a terrible name. I think that could be a filtered plastic thing. Look at him. He's stealing himself up for it. What an asshole. By the way, why the inappropriate laughter again? She's a really good actress. I wonder if she's still doing anything. That look on her face when he said that shit, like that was some really good acting. Look at her here too. She don't know about this shit. Yepers. I'm trying to figure out what time period. This would have to be the 70s, right? It's a pretty old song. This is good cinematography. I wonder what filter they put over this. It's got an unreal look. Yeah, I think that's a 50s song. So this would be the 70s. Jesus. They're doing a good job with her makeup too, man. That close up of her face, that was hidden. That you are you still here, you piece of shit? But yeah, that's I remember it now from the book. What the hell? Shit. Holy shit. Well, you can't feel it, go ahead and break your thumb, man. The shit's numb. You can't feel it, go and break your thumb. That dog's like, what are you doing up there? I'm trying to sleep over here. I'm trying to chill. I like this evil focused. I like this evil focused version of her. This actress is incredible, man. Because she's doing this, but then she's doing the other version too, obviously. But I'm just saying, like they feel like completely different characters. This dog is great, man. But yeah, that's why she was triggered. And by the way, there's still quite a bit of water in there, man. That's not good continuity. I like how they lit her too. She's lit different than she is. She's got natural lighting, and evil version, I'm gonna call her evil version, is got a focus light, right? Yep. It's gonna start stinking. That's gonna be bad. That was why she was triggered. And so that's why she kicked him, which is why I have no problem with her kicking, in the chest, man. No. Why would you want to talk about that shit? Yo, yeah, it's her fault, you asshole. Until he said the daddy shit. Oh, shit. Well, that's not good. Yeah. Hey, drinking ain't a problem. Yeah, so keep talking shit, bitch. She shut him down. Yep. You got right, right. She runs away. That's a nice comparison. Jesus. I like how she mispronounced it. The evil version mispronounced Kobe. Hey, was he cheating? Yep. We've definitely, if we've learned anything from this movie, a dog's got to eat. That is brutal, man. Blame him? It was a swing? That's weird. What the hell? Well, told her to keep it secret, obviously. What swing, man? That was a bench, right? So that's archaic dialogue that didn't change to reflect the actual scene. They must have shot this first, and then they shot the flashback later and didn't have a swing. I guess that is weird. I talked about this at the end because it glitched out again, so I just started talking about it. Mike Flanagan, a true Stephen King devotee. This is where the body got dumped, but that's a different movie, so I don't know why we're talking about it here. Sounds like rotting flesh to me. You're gonna be experiencing rotting flesh, by the way. We're getting up to about, we're not quite at 24 hours since he died, but we're getting there. Yeah, we know about secrets, don't we? Yep. Maybe he intends to adapt. No, this is 2017. He hasn't adapted Dolores Claiborne in 8 years since then, so he probably won't. Yeah, who cares? But she does tell at the end of Dolores Claiborne's about her talking, right? She told everything. That was the whole novel. Got to be able to keep secrets. He'll be to see you again tonight. Princess. He's turning into her father as we speak. Yeah. That's why you don't be delusional, man. So you know when you see something, you know it's real. Exactly. Let me talk to this asshole. What are you talking about? Oh. Oh, I see what you're saying. So she had noticed that in her head is telling her this. Well, death doesn't leave footprints, so that don't make no damn sense. Yeah. He had a case full of trinkets. Well, no, leave evil, you. She's helping. But the problem is he comes with her. They're a package deal, right? She's just waiting until she's desperate enough to do what needs to be done. Snap! Just thinking about it, man. I don't know how the hell you do that, but you have to. If you want to live. It's like that movie about that real life dude who his arm is trapped in a crevice in the wall, and he had to cut it. He had to cut it off to live. I think it was called something like 97 hours, 127 hours, or something 7 hours, right? So he had to cut his shit off to live. But it took him the 127, 97, 147, whatever, to get up the courage to actually do it. Because before he cut it, he had to break the arm, right? I haven't seen the movie, but I've heard about the story because it's a real life story. You ruined your relationship with your daughter. That's not the worst thing you did, but that is a horrible thing from her point of view. She doesn't have a good relationship with her father now. That blows. Lifetime of scar tissue. She was repeating what he said. He only touched himself. We both hate mom. He's manipulating her. He's going to get her to say, no, we shouldn't do that. You manipulative son of a bitch. How many kids do you have? We saw three already. I guess that baby's the fourth. I don't think she has a relationship with her siblings either, from what we've seen. She thinks everything's your fault. Wow, this dude really is just a complete trash. Put that thought in her head. Then he's going to reinforce and make her beg him to not tell her. What a piece of shit. Yeah. Let me learn how to do that. Wow. I still don't remember any of this. I need to stop talking about the book. I know that I do, but it's really hard, right? I believe we've settled the whole book issue. Let me move forward from here. No more book. And she never did. Yeah. Like she said, this is the worst thing he did to her. That she said that, right? This was worse than the swing or the baby. Dude, this is unbelievable. Oh, Stephen King loves taking the medicine, by the way. That sounds like something he wrote. That was big in The Shining. You're going to make her beg you not to tell, which is what you want. Unbelievable. She is a good actress. I'll bet anything she's still working. Wow. Speaking of good actress, he's really good. God damn, is he creepy. Yeah, I was thinking the husband would morph into him at some point. They'd bring this actor in here, right? We get it, asshole. Jesus Christ, we've been doing this for 5 minutes, man. Right. She's just realizing, isn't she? Oh, I see. I thought she was implying he was lying about the shameful thing. Which is why in the book it was so triggering that another one came, right? There I'm talking about the book again. Slap. No more book. The book doesn't exist. I really do try to, self scout, right? Things I think will be annoying to people. I'm like, okay, this is probably annoying to people, so I'm going to stop. So they're not even back from the boat yet. He's already taken care of all this. She'd already changed out of the dress because she didn't want that anymore, right? Yeah, I see the parallel here. Okay, let's do that transition. Come on. Three, two, one. God damn it. What the hell? Oh, Jesus. Holy shit. Hey, man. Was he trying to be friendly at the licking? Probably. He bit her, so I guess he's mad that she kicked him. Now he's like really he going in on the nuts, it looks like. Where he was, he took the nuts. Yeah. That was a pretty good jump scare, man. Like, they didn't get me like they did in Conjuring. Plus, it's not nighttime. I should do the Conjuring 2 tonight when it gets dark. That's actually a good idea. I might do that. But, that was pretty good. Coming out, I was expecting a transition. They didn't do that. They did something better. You think that's what he's doing? I wonder if he is a licking out of affection. Probably not. It's been 24 hours. Yeah. That's right. She wouldn't have been able to call out. That's the problem with being asleep. You should only sleep at night. That's true. Yeah. Exactly. Why does she look better in this scene than she did before? She looks better here than she did. She looked way worse before. Yeah, they're gonna definitely need him because he's some business tycoon, right? What about the siblings? It doesn't sound like you have a relationship with them, do you? 10 days. You'd be dead as hell. You got maybe a day of water left if you really conserve it. Huh. This is the weekend, though, right? The open windows. Yeah, that's going to happen. You know he's already stinking. You better not violate the scene. The police need to see this shit. Just exactly as is. You know, we are sometimes our own worst enemies. The intrusive thoughts. He is the intrusive thoughts. Yep. It'll be way worse than you think. Ooh, they're tilting the camera as he talks. Because she saw death. Real death. Dude, this is really good, man. I like what they're doing with the camera. Alright, let's try this one. Maybe this is fucking. Maybe this is better. Great. What was her last meal? Because it was a long time ago. You think too much about this shit. What happens after you die? Which is what it would be. She didn't even kick him in this reality, right? This version. So it really was just misadventure. That's why the kink cuffs we talked about this at the beginning. They have a latch where you can take it off yourself if you need to. You don't typically. There's no way to like if you're in the game, you're not going to do it, right? But like if you have to, if you're caught like this, you can take them off, right? Well, probably not. Yeah, I guess she noticed the finger toe bones or whatever in his box, right? This guy's great. I've seen him. Yeah, I've never seen him be a lead. This is I consider this a lead role, right? Him and her together. He's always been like asshole number two, antagonist number two. So every now and then antagonist number one. Brilliant actor, man. But I never realized how brilliant. Look at this monologue he's doing. He is nailing this shit, man. One take. This has all been one take. This whole thing has been one goddamn take. I just read. They moved the camera. He's been nailing this shit. Every line perfect. Every line delivered perfectly. He didn't just remember the lines. He delivered them perfectly. True professional, man. I hope he got a nomination for this. This is a Netflix movie, so probably not. I'm pretty sure it's a Netflix movie. So there's no way he got a nomination, but he should have. Because I think Netflix movies and shit like that are considered TV, right? So this would be in the TV movie category. Are they doing the eclipse in present day? I doubt it. It would have been mentioned by now. She's having that dream again, though. Show the well. Boy, that's gorgeous. It's very simple to do these days, CGI and shit, right? But man, that looks good. Filters. Probably shoot it with a filter. This was this post or practical? I'm gonna say post. You have to shoot it a certain way though. Like I would talk to my DP. He says, do you want to really mess with the filters and the color and post? If you do, he'll shoot it like plain, like middle of the road, right? If you want it practical, he's gonna go higher or lower. I don't really understand the mechanics of all that, but you have to. My point is, before you shoot it, you have to know what you're going to do in post. You have to know that ahead of time. You need a plan. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. This is about getting out of the damn handcuffs. Not this shit here. Get out of the damn handcuffs. This. The hell? Oh, that's Kate Siegel. I didn't recognize her in the fight earlier. She must have been pregnant with Mike Flanagan's kid at the time, because I know they've had a couple babies together. They've had a couple babies together. This was probably actually his child. He shot his wife while the child's in the belly in a movie. I bet anything that happened. I just think that's cool. You preserve that. It's like having when your newborn son is in a movie, right? You got that preserved forever, right? I just think that's cool. But yeah, I didn't recognize her earlier. That's what you need. I'm not gonna blow it for you in case you're watching this for the first time with me. Yeah, but she does have everything she needs. It's You're goddamn right. Yeah, look at Mr. Negativity over here. At least finish the water first. I never knew that. Because she thought about it clearly. Yeah. Don't die by dog, please. Back of Bones. Hey, another movie reference. Yeah, that was intentional. Mike Flanagan, I see you. I peep your game. So what am I supposed to do? Hit lay here and die, bitch? What do you think, evil version? You think this is a good idea? Talk some sense into her. Every step. You need to follow the steps. Finish the water first. For sure. Yeah, sure shit is shaking, man. Yeah. Dehydrated, so you should drink, right? You're dead. Yeah. Goodbye, evil version. I wish you could stick around. I kind of actually want you to stick around, but that means this dickhead stays here. She had everything she needs from the start. She just didn't have the will to do it. She wasn't desperate enough. You have to be desperate enough. You'll do anything when you're desperate enough. Like I said, the 127 hours, you will do anything when you're desperate enough. If you have a will to live. Now, if you're just a quitter, really? You're just going to spill that shit. That pisses me off. Hey, what do you think about this, doggy? Yeah. Yeah, he's ready to eat, boy. Got the bloody paws. This better work. Come on, man. Yeah. Okay, good enough. Yeah. That's a good piece. Oh, shit. She dropped a good piece. She just got a bunch of chiclets left, man. That ain't good enough. You need that big piece. All right. Oh, I see. I see the vision. Okay, I got you. Maybe the big piece wouldn't work. Jesus. Jesus Christ. Ugh. Reading is one thing, man. Reading it is one thing. Seeing the shit visualized is entirely different. God damn. You know the real tragedy? Dad would love this movie. I just realized 2017. I could have seen this with him. We had Netflix too. It just never occurred to me. I don't even know if I knew about it back then. I'll be honest with you. I watched Dolores Claiborne with him. He and I watched that together. He likes Stephen King. He would have watched those movies with me. Oh, God, Jim, make it stop! Jesus! Holy shit! God, come on, man, no! Come the hell on. God damn, she got what they call it, degloved? Jesus Christ! Holy shit! Oh. I think I'm about to throw up, man. She got degloved, man. Holy fuck. You know, I remember something about a phone in the book, but the book's 92. There's no way there was a cell phone. I think it was like there was a... It must have been a phone on the side of the table, and she kicked it. She couldn't get to it or some shit. Yeah, so it's like she couldn't open it or some shit. So, yeah, I think in the book I was going to stop talking about the book. He's still watching. The hell you want, man? There's the key. And now you got this bloody hand that you can't work. God! No, she did not just drop that damn key. Her shit is shaking, man. She can't even use her hand to unlock it. Victory is mine! God damn, that would feel good to get that shit off. Yeah. Drink that bloody water. She's thirsty as hell, man. Now you just need two more things. Car, keys, and car. Get the hell out of here. Unless there's a home line. I think I can go back to sleep for a while. You in danger, girl. She degloved her ass, man. God damn. That was horrific. Holy shit. She's a survivor, man. She wants to live. That's all I want to see from somebody. Do you want to live or not, right? She wants to live. That's what you're looking for. God damn, I'm still clenching my shit, man. That is just horrific. Now, any dog tries to stop me is going to get kicked in the ass. Yeah, she passed out. Yeah, of course she did. Get the hell off me. The hell? Is that her arm? Can't tell. Was that her or him? I think it was her. He was grabbing part of her. Maybe her leg or something. I don't know. Jesus. Yeah. He took the face. He took the nuts. Well, she didn't bleed to death. Oh, if you'll forgive me one thing, I guess I didn't want to do this. In the book, she had to piss herself, of course, right? Because she's there for 2 days. And so she was just drenched. Like the whole bottom half of her, like her panties and the bed and everything was just drenched. And the Moonlight Man thought that shit was hilarious. I'm surprised they didn't go there. They, as disgusting as that arm shit was, I'm surprised they didn't do the pee thing. I've never liked bathroom humor, but that's not humor. It's degrading, right? So, like, it just shows how much she had been reduced. But, only degrading to an extent because if you got to piss, you got to piss. Like, what are you going to do? We're supposed to not piss. Did she get the car keys? I didn't even notice. I assume she did. Yeah, but I'm glad they didn't do that space cowboy shit. That didn't work for me. Again, talk about the novel. Slap! Should take away a shot every time I mention the novel. The hell is that? What is she looking? Oh, there he is. Jesus. Here. Here's my toll. You can have it. I had to pay a toll. Your toll is acceptable. Yeah, she is tripping, man. She is not in any condition to drive. She'll be seeing all kinds of shit, man. She'll be hitting people. Like this sumbitch. Yeah, what about all the negative shit where you said it'd never work, asshole? Where are you now? You're in there with your face ripped off. That's where you are. At least the evil girl was on my side. Like, shit. Personally, considering the shape she's in, I would only drive as far as somebody who had a phone. Yeah, she is in no effing condition to drive, man. Zero. Look at her. Can't even keep her damn eyes open, man. Jesus Christ. You gotta focus, man. You gotta lock the hell in. Come on now. Jesus shit. Pull over. Incompetent. What the hell's with the lights? What happened to the lights? Boy, this ain't good. She's driving, seeing an eclipse. It ain't there, man. It's not there. You should not be driving. Look at that son bitch. See, this is an illusion. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Predictable outcome. Okay, at least help heard. Yeah, she was in no condition, man. Thank Christ somebody heard. Can I trouble you for a call to the ambulance and or police? I thought I saw somebody walking up. It could just be smoke from the engine. Yeah, there we go. Okay. They're way further away than I thought. Help, is that you? It's going to end up being her dad and her husband, right? As soon as somebody's died a long time ago. She is out, man. She, this bitch said hi. She don't know what planet she's on. That is crazy. Messed up. Relatively speaking, right? Like, I'm sure the hand's super messed up. But give her some fluids and some nutrition, she's fine. Like, it's only a 2 day ordeal. Like, a little bit of dehydration, a little bit of malnutrition. The worst thing's what happened to her hand. And obviously the trauma, right? Like, the emotional trauma. Dear asshole husband. Burn glove, huh? Shit. Jesus. Oh. When she's writing to her family. Huh. Huh. I guess they looked at the scene, right? She didn't want to talk about it. Huh. Oh, shit. Right. Wonder what his firm actually was. Like, oh, he's a lawyer. That's right. They said that. I'm sleeping with a Glock from now on. That's for goddamn sure. Here comes Moonlight Man. That or the Eclipse. They're one and the same, really. Yeah, there he is. So his eyes are the Eclipse. Not the world's best CGI. His face. I'll be honest with you. Just looked a little off, but yeah, it's fine. I'm gonna have to sleep with the lights on for a while if you don't mind. Very weird, isn't it? You had to pay a toll. Evil you? What effing swing? Is it a bench that swings? Maybe that's all it is. I don't know. Yeah. She become a therapist? If she's not a therapist before, I guess she is now. Yeah. No, you paid the toll, man. It's cool. Cool. That's what you don't understand. You paid the toll. Your terms were acceptable. This is called closure. There he is. Crip. They mentioned it at the radio at the beginning. Local graveyard vandalized. Yeah. You got more and more bold. God damn. He's like the dog. Violating bodies. Right. Jesus Christ, dude. Holy shit. Yeah. Well, you weren't a corpse either, so. Oh boy. I see. So he would have eventually escalated to her. Progressive. Jesus. Jesus. Still can't be screwing to corpses, man. Jesus. Holy shit. You're dumping a lot on us at the end here, movie. You paid the toll. Yeah, there's a footprint. See? The dog didn't want to mess with me either. You saw that. Oh, she's writing a letter to herself. Yep. The eclipse should be over by now. She's stuck perpetually in the eclipse. I get it. Yeah. It's a good metaphor. Why is that unusual? We don't want to see that shit. Why are you so happy? This is a solemn occasion. Of course, it's me with my inappropriate laughter. I could even be talking to myself there. Get this son bitch. We don't have any room. You can't come in. Standing room only. He is tall as hell. Because he is the tall man from, of Twin Peaks. Hey, asshole. The hell you want? Look at him. Creepy as hell. Hey, see how you did that? He liked it when you said that shit. He enjoyed that. You're not scary. Well, he is, but spit in his face. I want my wedding ring back, bitch. But then that means you take the toll away. That's not good. They did a great job with the makeup. A couple of the CGI effects are not great, but that's great. That side shot was excellent. Pathetic. Hey, bailiff. We got a person just violating the courtroom here. What the hell? I guess they're worried about him, right? Arrest that woman. Disrupted official business. I like that. Facing your demon. Kiss my ass. In the thing I can't talk about, he laughed at her because she had peed herself. So I guess that was their approximation of this. Yeah, look at that. The sunlight. Look at the metaphor. Look at the visual metaphor storytelling here. She's walking straight into the sunlight. Nailed it. Now that's a great adaptation. Yeah, Mike Flanagan, you magnificent bastard. And they even turned part of his name into the eclipse. They do that with everybody, right? Yeah. He did it. Him and Jeff Howard, they did it. Congratulations. Now, I had a bunch of sidebars because it kept glitching out on me. That's a shit time to get through, so I'll go ahead and pass off to that. It glitched out, so I'm not sure where I left the conversation. But it was the eclipse was a crossover where Dolores saw Jesse, and Jesse saw Dolores at the same moment. Dolores was on the bed, or Dolores was doing whatever it is. I think she may have been killing her husband or something. and Jesse's on the bed, and they kind of saw each other during the eclipse. It was a crossover novel, but it didn't really impact either novel. It was just a weird thing he tried. Like he did it before Desperation and the Regulators. That was a different kind of crossover. He's an experimental guy. I'm an experimental guy. I love to experiment and shit. Not everything works. I'm not sure the crossover worked in those two books. So it just keeps going. I'm just gonna put this shit at the end. Jesus Christ, it can't even finish one conversation without it glitching out. Point being, he was trying to be experimental, and I love experiment. Even when the experiments don't work, I love it. I did it my entire career. I've even done it as a reaction channel. I've done all kinds of experiments. Some things I never even put on the channel. I experiment in editing. I experiment in what I do, like how I do things and stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, this is crap. I won't use it. Some of it I put out there. Some of it's not well received, and then we move on. That's why you see me do like maybe some random one shot thing. Never do it again because it was an experiment that didn't work. I have that experimental mentality. So does Stephen King. So it's an experiment. This was an experiment in crossover. He wrote both novels at the same time. Sometimes he does that, like with the Regulators and Desperation. I forget which one it was, but he wrote half the novel, then came up with the idea of the other novel, which is a parallel reality thing, and then wrote that whole novel and came back and finished the other one, whichever one it was, and they were published together, and they have covers that kind of match. It's cool. That one worked. That experiment worked. I don't think this experiment worked. I don't think it added to either novel, and both movies. Like I know they didn't do anything with the Eclipse and Dolores Claiborne. I seriously doubt they're doing anything here. They're showing it in the past. But in this novel, the past eclipse reflected, it just basically foreshadowed the next time there was an eclipse, which is probably another reason why she was triggered by her husband calling her, I'm your daddy or whatever. Because he's going to try some fuck shit here, clearly, right? I can't remember exactly. I still don't remember. It must not have been like anything too horrible, I don't think. It's all horrible, you know what I mean? Relatively speaking, because it just doesn't stick out in my memory from 30 years ago. But whatever he did, she was triggered by that, but because the eclipse coming back when they were at this beach house in current day triggered her because the eclipse happened when this happened with her father, right? So that whole it was all wrapped together. It worked in this novel. It didn't really work in Dolores Claiborne. There could have been some shit where it helped with the plot where nobody's around, everybody's watching the eclipse, so she's able to dispose of her husband or whatever, whoever it was. I can't remember. They were connected because it was both. I think it both involved children. Getting rid of a man. So that was also a thematic connection with the two books. So I read those books back to back because I think they came out around the same time and they were intended to be read back to back. Nowadays, after 30 years, who knows? If anybody gets anything out to read one of them randomly, then 10 years later read the other one. If you're not going in chronological order of Stephen King novels, then they made it. I don't think it has it, is what I'm saying. And so neither movie really gave a shit. And nobody's going to shoot two movies together. I don't even think, did they ever adapt Regulators or Desperation? I don't think so. If you're the only way you could tie this together is if the same production company shoots both movies at the same time, right? Then you can do a tie-in or crossover. But otherwise, or somebody like David Lynch, who would just remember what he was doing 5 years ago, he could do something. One voice. But a studio, it doesn't give a shit. So that's why they didn't do it for this movie. All right. So anyway, those are my thoughts on that, and I'll just go back to before I started talking about that, and then do my reaction from there, and this will just be the conversation at the end. So we got that taken care of. We talked about the goddamn eclipse, so I don't have to worry about that no more. It glitched again, but this is interesting, so I'm going to talk about it here. Matter of fact, let me back it up and make sure I got what she was saying. Yeah, I went back and checked it out. She's saying this happened during the eclipse back in the day, during the flashback that night. She had a dream of Dolores Claiborne. Maybe like I said, it's been 30 years. I thought that the eclipse crossover happened while she's in the bed and Dolores is killing, and there's a well where she dumped her body, right? She's talking about the well here. It might have happened back when she was a kid. I don't remember. it's possible because I think that the way the book Dolores Claiborne was, she's in the future talking about the past. So maybe it was during, maybe it was that night. As a kid, they had the crossover. But anyway, like I was saying about Mike Flanagan, I think he's too devoted to Stephen King, if that's possible. This is why he does incredible adaptations of Stephen King novels. Because he's a devotee. You have to be a devotee to get done. Most of the time, these are guns for hire. The director is a gun for hire. The scriptwriter is a gun for hire. Let's just adapt this shit like we've adapted other shit. No. You have to be a Stephen King fan to correctly adapt his works. And Mike Flanagan is the best we've ever seen at that. But you can go too far. This is going too far. Why the hell are you doing half of a crossover that's never going to be completed? Why? Unless I'm missing the thematic relevance of Dolores Claiborne in this novel, I don't think I am. But if I am, I guess you would keep it in. But like, why would you put this part in here? I don't know, man. Like to me, that's a fumble. But at least they're good adaptations because we've seen a lot of shitty adaptations of Stephen King works. That's for goddamn sure. I'm going to say this again. God fucking damn it. Son of a, just as I was about to drop a banger, too. I'll just say it here. Why not? Let's just make this a routine. Every time it lags out, which seems to be every 10 minutes. So we've got 3 more left because I've got about that much time left in the movie, right? Every time it lags out, I'll just say something. And we'll stick it here. We have a whole string. Anyway, what I was about to say was and I'm repeating myself from earlier in the movie. Not that there was ever any doubt whatsoever, but Mike Flanagan is a way better filmmaker and storyteller than I am. Because goddamn, man, he nailed it. He nailed this. I don't think I could have done this. Now, maybe if I'd read the novel again after 30 years, it would have come to me. But I don't think I could have executed this well. The dude is a genius. I know what I said about him just now in the last sidebar. He's too much of a devotee to Stephen King. You got to dial that back. But he is a genius. He is one of my favorite filmmakers. He really is. Guys, I've never seen anything he's done that I didn't like. Of course, I'm a massive Stephen King fan, so that helps.